Check out what I just found at the thrift store. It may have come in a Sony bag, but it is in fact a Nikon J1 mirrorless camera. This is a pretty early mirrorless camera from 2011. It has the 10 to 30 millimeter kit lens with it, no front cap. I love that it's all in red, that's pretty snazzy. We've also got a 30 to 110 millimeter zoom with a hood. This one does have the front cap. It's all white, which is not going to match the camera very well, but this is a pretty sweet lens. So the Nikon V1 has a 1-inch sensor, which means it has a crop factor of, I'm not sure, about 3, I think, meaning this is going to be quite a telephoto lens. You can see that 1-inch sensor in there. It's pretty small, but these cameras are renowned for having pretty good image quality despite that. The thing is absolutely tiny and weighs very little too. Let's see what else is in the bag. We've got the USB cable, camera cap, another rear lens cap, plus 2 more SD cards. There was one already in the camera, a USB drive. Boy, I wonder if there's anything on these. And yeah, there's 1 battery. It'd sure be nice to have an extra battery, but that's all we got. Pretty cool. I've honestly always wanted one of these Nikon 1 series cameras. I remember seeing one on the back of a computer magazine a long time ago. This came out when I was in college, and at that time I just had a Minolta point and shoot, and this would have been like a Rolls Royce to me. Okay, so I got all of this for $60. Not the haul of the century, but I think it was a pretty good deal for a camera I've always wanted, and I've wanted to experiment with. A cool thing about the 1-inch sensor is you can adapt C-mount lenses to it, like this one with the threaded mount that is for old TV style cameras. I hope this one works. It is a C-mount, not a CS, so I ordered an adapter and we're going to try adapt it to it. This was made for 16 millimeter sensors, so the image circle might not fully cover that 1-inch sensor, but I think it'll be close. So I'm anxious to see how that works. When I get the adapter, I'll make another video on it. Okay, so I think it's time we charge up the battery and take it for a test run. Okay, so unfortunately, the 10 to 30 millimeter lens does not work. The aperture is fully closed, and I've tried everything, and it will not open up at all. So for this test run, we're going to have to use the 30 to 110 telephoto zoom lens, which is not really a problem. This should be good. But yeah, the value proposition of my $60 purchase just went down a little bit. All right, there we go. Actually, while we're talking about lens, why do Nikon lenses tighten counterclockwise? That's always kind of bothered me. But yeah, does anybody know why that is? Let me know in the comments. An interesting thing about these 1 series lenses is the zoom ring locks into like a more compact form, and then to actually shoot, you have to unlock it and extend it. This camera doesn't have a viewfinder, so it makes it a little tricky composing on a sunny day like this, but fortunately the screen is really bright. Every picture I'm taking today is straight out of camera JPEGs, no editing at all. So the J series of Nikon cameras don't have a mechanical shutter, only electronic, so it is completely silent when shooting. So I'm taking the back road to town, and yeah, it's a little rough. I have to mention how incredibly responsive the menus on this camera are. Way more snappy than my modern Fujifilm and Sony cameras. It has a fair amount of control over the JPEG too, with several different color profiles, and you can adjust individual settings like sharpness, contrast, saturation. I'm going to try a moving low shutter speed shot of this fire truck for some motion blur. This elk is wandering the neighborhood. I have to say the autofocus on this camera is great, but the light is getting pretty low, so it's struggling a bit. We have some gorgeous clouds to the east here. I'm going to take a picture of this old sign. I am really pushing the low light limits of this camera, but it's holding up. I'm going to do a handheld slow shutter speed for some light trails. Not bad. So what conclusions can I make about this camera? Well, it's really small, lightweight, ultra portable, and takes some pretty nice photos. The 1-inch sensor captured pretty good detail and even worked in low light. Nikon does not make or support the 1 series anymore, and unfortunately the lenses have a notoriously high failure rate, so that is a major downside to this system. My biggest complaint is a lack of a viewfinder. Even an optical one would be amazing. In spite of all of its flaws, it's a really fun camera to shoot. The lens failure rate is a huge problem with it. There is an adapter that Nikon made for it that allows you to adapt f-mount lenses, which would solve that problem quite a bit, although you're going to lose on the portability and compactness, adding a larger f-lens and an adapter. Plus the crop ratio will come into play then too. All in all, if you can pick one of these up rather cheap, it's worth it. It's fun. It'd make a great beginner camera or just something fun to experiment with. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy videos about cameras and photography, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one.